Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Spicy Sunflower Tarot. This is going to be a November reading for this upcoming month. We're getting ready to head into November. We are just now entering into Scorpio season. So if you have any double water, like a Scorpio in another placement, that's cool. Check out a Scorpio reading that I did first to wish them a happy birthday. But your water cousin, it's Scorpio season, so maybe Pisces, you're feeling a little more at ease, comforted by this deep water energy that we're in fixed water. So anyways, back to you, Pisces. Pisces can be your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, your sometimes they call rising your ascendant. Maybe it's Pisces in your Mars. Maybe Pisces is your Venus. So check into your other placements is really what I wanted to get to. This can be your sun sign, any of your other placements. So wherever you have Pisces in your chart, this reading might fit. Just going to split the deck three ways. I am using this beautifully illustrated When Women Had Wings tarot card deck. And I have a general Celtic cross spread in mind for this monthly overview. So I would like to check in with your energy, Pisces, to just give a little brief look at the month of November. Let's check it out from a few different angles and see what potentials or possibilities lie for you. I want to look at the recent past first, check in on what brought you here, what led you to this moment, your recent past energy, Pisces. And we have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is major arcana for the sign of Taurus. So some very serious commitment energy that you've been in, or looking to gain knowledge. What about your current energy? What's your current position? So we have the Chariot, major arcana for our other water cousin. This is major arcana for Cancer. And we want to see what challenges that. What's crossing the Chariot? Four of Swords. What's in your above category? Death. That is Scorpio energy, another major arcana. So out of 4 cards, 3 are major arcanas. That's a big deal. Death card on your mind, and that doesn't mean an actual physical actual death. It's generally the end of something and the beginning of something new. Transformation. In the bottom of the spread, what you might not be aware of is your energy, Queen of Cups. Very beautiful, very loving and nurturing and psychic and intuitive and creative. In your near future, 7 of Swords. Oh dear. Something to be aware of in your near future. So this is a good heads up to have. What is your universal advice, Pisces? What advice can we give to the sign of Pisces for their best and highest good? Judgment. Okay, interesting. And your external influence that really does have an effect on you. Queen of Pentacles. So maybe dealing with an earth sign, someone in their feminine energy of earth. So very loving, nurturing, grounded, very in tune with nature. Can be someone that likes to take care of their house, likes to make sure that all their finances are in perfect order. And this is, I always get just like a grandmotherly vibe from Queen of Pentacles. Looking for a hope and fear, hopes and fears. Either one. Sometimes it's both. King of Cups. So Scorpio energy, more Scorpio showing up here. Hoping to be in your, very confident, secure, masculine, emotional energy, but also a little bit afraid of that because, what if I take a stand, and what if I'm going to come back to this. I won't get too carried away. King of Cups in your hopes and fears. What is in your potential possible outcome? Last card. Potential possible outcome for Pisces. Strength. Awesome. Great. Gosh, that's 2. We had 3 over there, 5 major arcana, and we have 2 queens, a king. Wow, that's awesome. So there's a lot going on. November seems to be pretty powerful, and at the bottom of the deck is Page of Wands. So we do have an inquiry happening on the passionate inspiration side. Could be a job. It could be seeking out, looking into. Pages, they're messengers. They bring a message. So this can be something coming to you in the way of, hey, I heard that job XYZ is hiring. Someone putting a little message in your ear or your inbox, or just telling you, oh, it slips out over coffee that, you would be like a shoe-in if you applied. So it's giving you this inspirational energy to feel as if, if you're not happy where you're currently at in your career, Page of Wands is that light of inspiration that there's hope that you could get something different if you wanted to. And go back to the beginning where we started, the recent past energy, Hierophant, something serious, something where you had to learn about a lot of things. Maybe you were reading into statutes. Maybe you picked up your Bible or some other spiritual text that you love. Maybe you were consulting, with a counselor or some clergy member from a church. Maybe you have a trusted counselor, psychic friend that you go to, a yoga teacher, someone with knowledge that you can use in your life. So you've sought knowledge. This can also be institutional. So maybe you've gotten married, or you're talking about getting married, but it's like a commitment, very serious commitment has been made to learn or to take that commitment to the higher level, like a marriage. Your current energy, the Chariot, major arcana for the sign of Cancer. This is an indication that you are ready to move on. You are ready to get in your chariot, which can sometimes indicate getting a new car, going on a trip, traveling. It's generally yes energy and moving on, move forward. So drawing the Chariot in a reading is usually a very positive sign that if you have been thinking of getting another job or moving into something different, the advice is saying, or, the current energy, and as advice, the Chariot would be, yes, do that. What conflicts, what challenges that moving on Chariot energy is the Four of Swords, because there can be a lot of energy being expended on looking into things, seeking knowledge, getting advice, having messages of new opportunities come your way, knowing that you want to move forward on that. So maybe you're getting your resume in tip-top shape and you're excited and you're starting to look in and do and talk and see and go. And what's challenging you is the need to rest. So you need to kick your feet up, lie down. These are your thoughts. Your swords are hung up on the wall. One is down right by your hand, so you're not totally not thinking of things, but the idea is to put yourself into a position where, you are in a dark room, in a cozy blanket, you are hiding from the world for your betterment. So it's not forever. It's not for the rest of the year. It's just like if you need to take a weekend and do a staycation, it's coming up in your challenge area, because I think you're finding it hard in the month of November to be able to do that. So it is a challenge in the way of carving out time for you can sometimes take, a miraculous act on your behalf. So put in the work, because you are worth it. In your above category is Death. And this is a scorpionic energy, major arcana for the sign of Scorpio. This white horse is full of grace and dignity. And this, it's almost like a trapeze artist. They're just riding on top so gracefully, poised, ready. Whatever comes next, I'm going to anticipate it with, all the courage that I can possibly have. I think it's the end of a painful cycle, and it's the beginning of something new. Something in your life in the month of November, and this is on your mind because it's really important to you. Maybe it really is a new job, or your current job significantly transforming, but something in your life that is a big deal, because there's a lot of majors out here. Major is big, arcana is secret. So the universe is speaking to you, Pisces, in the way of, be on the lookout for something big transforming in your life and in your world. Under the surface that you might not be aware of, but it's there. And I think this is kind of your lifeblood. So I think it's there, but maybe you keep it tucked away like a precious pearl. And it is that softer, ooey gooey, soft and chewy side of yourself. That side of yourself that is empathic. That side of yourself that is psychic, that is intuitive, that's creative, that is a dreamer, that is a music lover, and music speaks to you and it transports you to another time and another place. And that is a very delicate, fragile, the Queen of Cups is not a delicate, fragile little flower, but that feeling, especially like if we are talking about a workplace where you have to a lot of times almost put yourself in your masculine energy, and you've got to put your game face on, and you've got to be ready to go and be polite and be courteous even if you don't like that person, but your true self, the one that I think maybe from day to day at work, possibly you have to keep this part of yourself maybe hidden that you feel, so that you don't just walk around with your feelings all over the place. You keep that part of yourself protected, but you do have it. It's your very special Pisces quality, the Queen of Cups. And it is the feminine aspect of the suit of cups. So it is the more introverted parts of the psychic abilities. It's almost like your rare jewel. The King of Cups over here. So we do have the power couple. You could be with your soulmate at this very moment in time in life. So we've got this power couple on the table. The King of Cups represents the external showing of all the feelings, such as I'm calm, I'm cool, I'm collected. I make sure that these cups that we hold, we only give them to those deserving of them. We don't mess around when we're talking cups, and cups are feelings and emotions. So while the King of Cups is more external, the Queen of Cups is more internal. So feminine qualities only. It doesn't have to be a male or female, but this character, Queen of Cups, really masters the internal abilities that the cup suit holds. So all of those things I said in the beginning about being the dreamer and the intellectual, empathic artist, all that is very Queen of Cups. As we move into the future, Seven of Swords is, like I said, I'm going to consider this just a warning for you to be aware, especially as you're navigating what seems to be, like I said, it seems like a workplace scenario. Be aware of deception. Be aware of being lied to, of being told, big fishtails of what's going to happen if, hey, Pisces, if you come over to job XYZ, because we understand this job for you is, it's no good and you don't like it. You've put your resumes all over the place. You've been seeking out job opportunities. This person could be promising you the sky and the earth and not able to deliver that. Oh yeah, you'll have a company car and a paid for cell phone, and your internet will be for free and you'll be able to work from home. You know what I mean? Like, beware of somebody deceiving you with big promises of things they might not be able to deliver. Seven of Swords is sneaky, lies, betrayals, cheating, deceit. It's not good. So it's in your near future. It's just something to be aware of. I always like to think of this as, putting on your swimming goggles before you dive under the water. It doesn't mean you're not going to swim. You're going to swim, but you're going to see things pretty clearly, and you're going to see devils in disguises and all of that. So get your psychic eyes tuned in, your third eye polished up really well so that you can go forward and be protected. Your universal advice, heavenly advice, judgment. There will be a judgment to be made. There will be a final call, and it'll be yours, Pisces. Judgment is calling up from the earthly plane to the heavenly plane, being able to, it's a divine judgment. It's a big deal. So I just cannot help but to think that this is very much about work. You making a final decision. Something definitely is ending. There is some sort of a message of a new offer, an opportunity. Chariot is saying to move ahead, move forward, say yes. You've got that final judgment to make, however. So I don't know, maybe you need to know that you can trust the new scenario full-hearted and complete. And as we move into this external influence, someone that has an effect on you that might not be you, but it could be someone in their feminine energy of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is, they've mastered those internal qualities of the Pentacle suit. They've been able to accrue resources. They've mastered the ability to manage their time. They've mastered the ability to manage their money. They've mastered the ability to obtain beautiful health. They take supplements. They use essential oils. They put such and such things on their skin and their hair. They're just very grounded, salt of the earth type somebody. So this is someone that influences you. They affect you. Can be a Virgo. Maybe you have a Virgo in your life that is very influential to you, but they definitely have an effect on you a great deal. It can be a more mature person, maybe a little older. But if this isn't anyone that you know, that doesn't ring any bells for you, that can be another side of you that you show to the world. So maybe inside you're the Queen of Cups, that you can keep that hidden and down on the bottom, but to the world, you show everyone that you've mastered your ability to keep your resources fine-tuned. So take this how it fits. Don't ever make what I say be the way it has to be. If you're using your intuition, you're looking at these cards. That's why I want them to be seen, because I want you to be able to also read along with me. That's great. And if you want to ever put comments how you feel a reading landed, I love to hear your feedback. Your hopes and fears is the King of Cups. There again, like I said, the power couple to the Queen of Cups. This is in your hope category and your fear. So as a hope, we would hope that when we go present ourselves out to the world, that we're calm, we're cool, we're collected. Psychic, we speak our truth with love. We have a very clear, open heart. We receive love, we give love. All of those things sound really lovely and beautiful. That can also be a fear, because what would that mean if I'm being open and, accepting of people, and my empathic qualities are just shining bright? Will I be taken advantage of? Can someone use my good nature and my soft heart against me? So this is definitely, it's very interesting that could be a hope and a fear. Maybe also if you don't have a person in your life, that could be you hoping for someone to come your way, because you are definitely this Queen of Cups, and maybe you're wishing for your King of Cups to come your way. In your final outcome, potentially, possibly, is Strength. This is major arcana for the sign of Leo, and this is all about taming the beast within, taming the ego, taming that we could, we could be the lion at any given opportunity or moment. You know, if something doesn't suit us, if something's not jiving right, we could unleash that lion within and we could demolish the scene or whatever. But because this is the quality that we hold dear, we keep everything contained within. On the lion's head is the lemniscate, and that is the representation, that's the universal figure 8, the universal energy. It's drawing upon the strength from the universe to keep our ego at bay, keep our ego in check. And as a final outcome, I think that is really beautiful, because I think your emotions could be running a little on the high side. And so keeping your emotions in check, keep your ego in check, whatever it is that you might need to contain so that you don't unleash your lion. I think that's going to be very important. And I think that having strength as your final outcome is very crucial. I don't think you can get through anything in this life without having strong will, strength behind you. So that's really beautiful. Pisces, I'd like to finish your reading with an oracle card. This is from the Trust Your Vibes Sonia Choquette oracle cards. And once I get the card, I'm going to read from the book. That way I give you the proper intention. It says, you're the boss. Oh dear. So maybe you are getting a promotion at work, or maybe you're taking a job where you're going to be in charge. You're the boss, number 48. And it says, when it comes to living a sixth sensory life, you have to make a choice. To trust your vibes, you must stop allowing other people's opinions and fears to override them or cause you to doubt or ignore what you feel. Trusting your vibes is an extremely self-empowered decision. It frees you from seeking approval and invites you to experience the peace of self-approval and acceptance. Be careful not to shop your vibes to seek agreement. Trust the guidance you receive without confirmation from others. We often take our psychic guidance to the one person we know will discount or dismiss it, in the hopes that if we can just convince this person, we'll validate our guidance. But it won't work. Don't set yourself up for this kind of sabotage. Yes, trusting your vibes is scary, because when you do that, you have to take full responsibility for your life. Yet, isn't it far scarier to allow someone else to run your life? So muster your courage and take charge. Your vibes are trustworthy and are there to help you. Ignore those who interfere and decide that when it comes to your life, you're the boss. So Pisces, I hope this reading helps you, serves you in some way, shape, or form. I would love to hear about it. Like I said, you can leave your comments. You can like the video, subscribe to my channel on YouTube or TikTok. You can repost or share the videos if you'd like to do that. I'm very appreciative. Thank you so much for being here. I do wish you a really wonderful month of November. Be well. Namaste.